Hello everybody, welcome to the Sunday Chat with Der. So we'll start with continuation, or just a quick thing from last week. I said at the end of last week to let me know your national parks that you really enjoyed, and some of you named a few that I haven't been to. Somebody pointed out Grand Canyon. I am planning on going to Grand Canyon probably this year, so that one will be checked off the list. You'll check. But I also said I'd give you the national park in the United States, because I, again, haven't been to very many outside of the US, and the UNESCO World Heritage Site that really surprised me or affected me the most. So let's go with the UNESCO World Heritage Site, because those are a little bit rarer for me, because when you go and look at the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, most of them are in places like China. I've not been to China, so not really easy. There's a lot of them in Europe as well, but the places I go to in Europe, a lot of times, I mean, I've been to the Grand Place, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I've been to some of the heritage sites in France. Some of the places I've been in France that have truly affected me deeply are not UNESCO World Heritage Sites. That would be the beaches of Normandy, the American Cemetery in northern France, and the Pointe du Hoc, which is, when you go there, it just blows your mind that rangers climbed up this cliff. But that's not a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So I looked at all the UNESCO World Heritage Sites I've been to, and there's two that really kind of stood out. One was Mont des Trois Pitons National Park in Dominica, which is a beautiful national park. And we went there when we were on a cruise, and we went through the national park with this wonderful guide and went and saw some waterfalls. It was really, really beautiful. And I love nature, and it was amazing. And I was like, well, you know, that's probably mine. And then I started thinking, I'm like, no, the UNESCO World Heritage Site that affects me the most is Luxembourg City. Going to Luxembourg City, the old part of Luxembourg City, where you're up above the Gare and you're able to look out above the caissement, or even go into the caissement. It's amazing, and it affects me more because I am a Luxembourger. I am a Luxembourg citizen, so it's, you know, it's nice to go there and see it. It means a lot to me, and you know, go see places like Iglesia Saint Michael, which is near the road leaving to go over a bridge past the Gare, which is the first time I was able to show the Gare to my wife and to my friend, and it was pretty amazing. So that's the UNESCO World Heritage Site that has affected me the most. And when it came to national parks, my list is even bigger, because my U.S. national park list is quite extensive. So I was able to narrow it down to two. There are two national parks that really have affected me, but they affected me in very different ways. One is right here in Colorado. It's called the Great Sand Dunes National Park. And if you've never been there and you are in Colorado, you owe it to yourself to go there. And the thing about this national park is it is rated as the quietest national park outside of Alaska. And when you go there, if you go there at a time when the wind isn't blowing, so the air is still, and I've done this, and we stopped at the bottom of a area, we turned off the engine, and got out of the car, and it's so quiet, it hurt our ears. You're sitting there going, like, it hurts, but it doesn't. It's so quiet, your ears are straining so hard to hear something that it hurts. So it was amazing for that. The other place is the Olympic National Park in the coast of Washington State, because it's a rainforest, which a lot of people think, you know, the only rainforest we have in the United States is the rainforest in Hawaii. Well, that's not true. Technically, Olympic National Park is a rainforest. It is so secluded. It's the trees are amazing. The weather is amazing. It's an amazing place. And we went car camping there along South Beach. And then we drove up through the peninsula, and then we jumped the ferry at Port Angeles over to Victoria, which was cool in and of itself, but that national park was amazing as well. And I would suggest that if you're in Washington State or British Columbia, go take a camping trip down to the Olympic National Park. So that is the National Park and UNESCO World Heritage Site that amazed me the most, and really made me think in one way or another. And I also learned something interesting this week that has nothing to do with national parks or World Heritage Sites. So when you play Dragon Age, and I've played Dragon Age Origins, when you play Dragon Age, there's the Kumari. And the Kumari are interesting. You rescue, or you have the opportunity to rescue one, and you can rescue the Kumari. And he joins your team, and he's different. He has a very different attitude towards everything. You make a decision that almost the entire team agrees with, and he's the one going, well, that was a stupid decision. And I was like, oh, that's really cool that they made this up. And now it's not the same, but I was listening to a radio broadcast, and they were talking about the Kumari. And I was like, wait a minute, the Kumari in Nepal. No, they're in a video game. And then I realized the difference. The Kumari are in the video game. The Kumari are Nepalese living goddesses. And you're not supposed to see them as a non-Nepalese, and there's this whole mystique around them, and they have to pass so many tests of perfection. They have to have, I think they said, eyelashes like a cow and things like that. And scene one is supposed to be good luck, and they were talking about it because there were a whole bunch of Nepalese that were inside the Kumari compound when the earthquake struck in Nepal, and the building itself structurally stayed up because structurally the construct of the building is in a square. It's in a shape that's capable of withstanding seismic shock. But all the people inside were like, oh, we've been saved by the Kumari. You can take it one way or the other, but I thought it was really interesting. And now I'm wondering if there is some sort of link somewhere back in time at BioWare, if they were like Kumari, Kunari, and if they made a link. That would be really cool. I learned that, and I thought it was cool. Surprises. I have a surprise for you next week. You'll find out about it next week in the course of the videos. It'd be very wise of you to check and see what I do. I did get rid of Feed the Beast. It is not happening on a constant basis anymore. I will reprise Minecraft from time to time, but there's a lot of games I want to play, and I want to share a lot of those games with you guys. And if I keep Minecraft, that loses me a day where I can share a game. Though, to be honest, I have way too much Farm Sim, but you guys like Farm Sim, so there you go. Excuse me, I don't know. I ate something and now my sinuses are emptying into the back of my throat. I know what it was. Jalapenos. Cool, yeah. I think that's what I have for this week. I thought it was amazing, this Kunari thing. And I wanted to share my UNESCO World Heritage Site and my national park with you, or national parks as it is, because it's 2 national parks. I'd like to know what you guys would like me to talk about on these Sunday chats. If you want me to stop them, I can totally stop them, and I can certainly insert another video game in this time slot. But I sort of need to know what you guys want to talk about. I can talk about, like, when E3 comes up, we're going to be talking about E3. When some game company does something exceedingly stupid, like, I'm not even going to touch Konami and their stupidity, because their stupidity is beyond the level that is even justifiable in any way, shape, or form. But E3 we'll talk about when video game companies do something, absolutely silly, we'll talk about, or amazing new game announcements, we'll talk about that. But other than that, on a week like this, where I don't really have much to talk about, give me some ideas, some topics you'd like me to talk about. Put it in the comments down below, and I'll check them out. Do note, on Twitch, ETS2 and FSX are on hiatus because I broke both games. Oops. So they're on hiatus, and I think I'm just going to run Farm Sim straight because I have no money in my Twitch Farm Sim game, and I probably need to have some money. So we're going to do Farm Sim Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for now. That'll change after I get back from my next work trip, probably. All right, until next time, y'all take care, behave, and if you see a Nepalese living goddess, you have luck.